everyone opening up the shop for us today. Gino, come on up here. He's making his way up there. Listen, I know everyone here has a lot of busy schedules, and I appreciate you letting us interrupt your workday. And Governor, thanks for coming here to spend time with these folks. Come on up here, Gino. So I was, he was just telling me his story. He came over here, he was 9 years old. He was born and raised part of his life in Italy. And we were just talking about it because my family's roots go back to the same place. This is a part of the Holocaust that wasn't told too often. But during World War II, there was about 50,000 Italian Jews in Italy. And in northern Italy, in Torino, the Catholic Church and a lot of brave, courageous Catholics there took in my Grandma Fernanda, my Aunt Marietta, my Aunt Renata, and my Uncle Mario. And they took them and they risked their lives to save them. They hid them on their farms. And but for these very courageous Catholics in northern Italy, I wouldn't be standing here right now. My grandparents came over here about 10 years after Gino. He came over in 1939. My grandparents came over in 1949 from Italy. Didn't speak a lick of English, and my grandfather got a job working as a laborer in a brass factory making plumbing supplies. My grandmother worked as a union laborer as a clerk at a drugstore. Their daughter, my mother, she went to community college and worked in the public schools for over 23 years. And her son went to Ohio State, got a law degree from Case Western Reserve, and decided to join the Marine Corps to say thank you to this country that gave my family a shot. That's not a unique story. Every one of you can tell a similar story about your families, but it's the story of America. It's the American dream. It's how it's supposed to work in this country, where someone can come over at 9 years of age and build a company like this and put food on the table for families throughout central Ohio. Unfortunately, for the first time in American history, parents and grandparents throughout this country are concerned that their kids and grandkids may not have the same opportunities that they had. And that's not the tradition we have in America. The tradition we have is parents labor and they sweat and they sacrifice so their kids and grandkids can have at least the same opportunities, if not better. But unfortunately, that American dream, that opportunity, is under attack. It's under attack by Washington, and it's being compromised by politicians in Washington who think they can live by one set of rules, while all of us live by a different set of rules. In Washington, it's been over 3 years since the United States Senate has passed a budget. But here in Ohio, Governor Kasich and the legislature, they took an $8 billion operating budget shortfall and balanced the budget, and now they have a $500 million surplus. In Washington last year, for the first time in American history, the U.S. credit rating was downgraded. Here in the state of Ohio, the outlook upgraded. Because of Governor Kasich and the legislature and the Ohio Treasurer's Office, we've earned the highest rating we can earn, a AAA rating on the $4 billion investment fund I manage. For the first time in almost a decade, we've earned an upgrade in the Ohio Enterprise Bond Fund. In Washington, the Department of the Interior, the EPA, the Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Land Management are trying to block exploration of oil and gas right here in the United States of America, here in the state of Ohio and other states throughout this country. But in Ohio, Governor Kasich and the legislature opening up public lands for oil and gas, saying, you know what, we're going to do this in a responsible way, a way that protects the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the environment for our kids and grandkids. But we also understand that energy equals jobs. And we're the first state in the nation that I know of where our governor and our legislature are saying to these drilling companies, listen, we want to open up the state, we want you to drill for oil and gas, but we as citizens should have a right to know what are the substances and chemicals you're using in the process of hydraulic fracturing. And so you have Republicans here in the state of Ohio actually leading, protecting the environment, but doing it in a way that's friendly to job creation. So I believe Washington, Sherrod Brown's Washington, Barack Obama's Washington, Nancy Pelosi's Washington, Harry Reid's Washington, they could learn a little something from John Kasich's Ohio. And we're very proud and fortunate to have you lead.